Yeah, thinking that it happened overnight. It didn't. In it for the long haul flight. Committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite. I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite. They timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight. I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause they timid. Look, wait. I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it. All about it till we spoke in person. Don't wanna talk about it now, huh? Oh, you sound tough. Toying with them, don't get wound up. How you wound up? Another number in the round up. Put the town up. I built this thing up from the ground up. And if I bounce up, I get my crown stuck. Green light go. Got the east side flow. I'm a giant in the space like FIFA 4. All the kids sing along like EIO. Every time when they see my
Now, from the home of the Raiders, since 2020, we're inside the spectacular Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's 1st and 10. Right to the air to open this one up. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Putting the tight end in motion. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Pass thrown deep for Godwin. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And it's going to be 3rd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass. Even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Johnston motioning over. They'll go. Mayfield. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked by the rookie out of Ohio State.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong. Let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
Just seems like the quarterback and the wide receiver just aren't quite on the same page. That's a throw we've seen them make time and time again throughout the year. And on this one, just a little bit off.
Smith from the gun on 3rd down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. On fourth down, Smith. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Malik Mustafa. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
1st and 10. On play action, Mayfield. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. Mike, I don't really even think this is much of a conversation on the plus side of the 50. I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
On 4th down, Mayfield. And he's going to have the Buccaneers 1st down. They managed to convert. That'll keep the drive alive. From the gun, it's Mayfield. He's got it about the 8. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you...
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy Chinn.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception. But in this case, it's the 1st half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Going up top for Evans. And that is incomplete. He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one 1st down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. Well, that's certainly a way to break a 0-0 ball game. A safety, 1st points on the board. And the lead is now the bizarre score of 2-0.
Well, Mike, I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card. I mean, for a safety to be the first points of a ball game is pretty uncommon, but a great job there by the defense, capitalizing on the field position and coming away with the 2.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Mayfield. Now a shot here, deep middle. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. On 1st down is Mayfield. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Buccaneers. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
All week we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket. Let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Drive will start on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. They go play action with Smith. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. This one intercepted. Picked off by Garrett Williams. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. I mean, you're not going to get away with it at this level.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. McLaughlin now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Buccaneers are able to extend their first quarter lead. Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll kick this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. A big hole. Still going. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 70 yards. Touchdown, Vegas. The extra point is good. And the Raiders get it back to within 9. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return is Trey Palmer. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Baker. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. We'll try again. It's second and 10. Here's Mayfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. What that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have enough guys to defend all of the underneath zones.
Now for the third time in the first quarter, he's been intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but quite a turn of events here. He has set up the offense with first and goal.
They'll take over first down and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here's a run. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So the ball's still at the 8-yard line for second down and goal. They'll go with him again. And he's close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short, put him down at the 1. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's third and goal. Man in motion here is Tucker. They'll try to run this one in. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. So 2 touchdowns for him in this one. Numbers 12 and 13 on the year. That touchdown puts him in double digits. Now 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll come up here, first and 10. They go play action with Mayfield. Now a ball thrown deep for Johnston. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
It is a big play for the Buccaneers. It's a gain of 49. So the big play gets him down close. And now it's first and goal. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Tampa. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Mayfield to the line. The Bucs will try for 2. They send the tight end in motion. To throw is Mayfield. That's gonna be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Smith. No chance at all. He'll go down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
On 2nd down, Smith. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean.
Well, I think by now, Mike, we know where the biggest mismatch of this game has been. This defense is all over this passing game. Everywhere they look, they have defenders in the right spot. They've resulted now in 3 interceptions, all while forcing this offense to try to adjust their game plan on the fly.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Now Mayfield. Now a ball thrown deep for Johnston. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Mayfield. He's going to look downfield once again. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw. But I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
Again, working deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
Throwing is Baker. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have a Bucs 1st down. They'll have it by a lot. It turns out to be a big gainer on 4th down. They send Godwin in motion. Down inside the 10. And the Bucs have a 1st and goal forthcoming. He takes this down to the 5-yard line.
1st down goal at the 5-yard line.
Now a handoff. Oh, a wrinkle. Here comes a reverse. And that is going nowhere fast. Disastrous play. A big loss.
Yeah, at some point, you just have to know when the party's over. You just have to cut your losses. I think in this case, he's just trying to do a little bit too much, make something out of nothing, and he ends up being taken back for a pretty big loss.
That is caught back corner of the end zone. Quentin Johnston, touchdown Buccaneers. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the pistol, Smith. That is taken in by the veteran, Mike Evans. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Smith. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Smith. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practice. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
On 1st down is Smith. To the goal line and in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The extra point is good. And the Raiders are able to cut the deficit to 10. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Brian Cook.
So they're implementing a cover 2 system, and what that means is on the back end, Mike, your 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. They got to cover from the middle of the field all the way to the sideline. So they got to have range, they got to have great instincts, and then when they get a chance to get their hands on the ball, they got to be picks.
They'll turn and hand this one off. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. Going up top for Evans. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Now the Bucs will take their first timeout as the clock stops. 50 seconds to play until halftime. It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. Man in motion here is Tucker. They'll go. Smith. That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. And he is out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The tight end going in motion to the left. And he'll get forward for a couple. The big defensive lineman, Vita Vea, on the stop. Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. From the shotgun, Smith. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Now, here comes a return from the 9. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Mayfield to throw it here on first down. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Here's a run to begin this third quarter.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
A second down throw for Smith. Going up top for Evans. And the Buccaneers will get the ball at their own 17-yard line.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
Out of the pistol, it's Mayfield. That is brought in. A big connection to flip the field as they get across midfield on that one. On play action, Mayfield. He's going to try it here again. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 3 touchdowns in this one. He now has 7 for the year. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Smith to throw on 1st and 10. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
That's good for Las Vegas.
They send Evans in motion. Smith to throw on first down. He's got it! And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. And he'll go down, back at the 4.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
At the 4-yard line.
Tight end going in motion here. On 2nd and goal, they'll give him another shot. And he's got another one. Touchdown, Vegas. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. He's going to look for the home run ball. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted.
I think when he goes back and watches this film, that's certainly going to be a ball he wishes he could get back. He puts a little too much air on it, and they're able to make a play, and they get themselves off the field.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Smith. That's to the... Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And this is taken in by the defense.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him. And instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
On 2nd down, Baker. Now he'll run it.
The key to a good quarterback scramble, Mike, is knowing when it's time to go from a thrower to a runner, and that's exactly what we saw here. Doesn't get the first down, but he's able to pick up some really positive yards and then get out of bounds.
From the gun on third down, and that time the pressure too much. He'll go down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result,
that's going to be intercepted in the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position, being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back in the field.
And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Brings up second and 11 at the 32-yard line.
So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 11. From the gun, it's Gino. That's caught left side by Bowers. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. They need one right now. Third and long. That's caught. It's Evans. He's into space past the 25. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
That's good for another Las Vegas.
There's a handoff out of the gun. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Smith. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 2. Here's 1st and 10. Now, this looks like a design run, and not really anywhere to go there. He'll take this up only to the 4. 2nd down and 8. Throwing is Baker. Hit as he threw it. The pass is incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
It's a gain of 12 there. It's a 1st down for Tampa Bay.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with...
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jacorian Bennett. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
Off the play fake, it's Smith. That is caught. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a 1st down.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll run here, and he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
That is caught, and he will score again. Touchdown, Raiders. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon.
Well, there's still some time remaining, but what a sequence of events here, Mike. I mean, late in the game, they get the touchdown that they needed to tie it, and now they can take the lead with the extra point.
A critical extra point is up and good. They have taken a 1-point lead here in the late stages of this one. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to one of his teammates. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
They'll keep it on the ground. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Here comes 2nd down. Johnston motioning over. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down. They'll drop to throw. Going for it all. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead final minute of play. This will be big for the Bucks. They're going to try the two-point conversion. Putting the tight end in motion. Mayfield to throw. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. On play action, Smith. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Bowers. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. All 3 timeouts left. How much that's going to matter remains to be seen. Here comes first and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith. There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient. But at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is...
And it's a touchdown! They've gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute.
Mike, I know everyone has their opinions about whether to kick it or go for 2, but me, my honest opinion is I don't even think there's a decision to be made. I'm keeping my offense on the field. We've practiced all week for our gotta have it.
That's going to be caught. Not playing for the other team. They get the 2-point conversion and take the lead here in the final minute. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. That ball going to hop into the end zone. It's a touchback that will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll come up for first and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. Now the Bucks will take their first timeout, and it comes with 15 seconds to play in the game.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it. Johnston motioning over. Throwing now on 3rd and long. Pass thrown deep for Godwin. And that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brian Cook. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here we go. One final play. Going up top for Evans. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end. So the Black Holes celebrate.